In the spotlight tonight is Kirsty Rowland from Chippenham, a housewife, and her specialist subject is the women of the SOE. Louise Mayer from Crawley, a teacher. Her subject, the Canterbury Tales. Daniel Morrish from London, a human resources manager. His subject, Henri-Cartier Bresson. And Ian Valente from Edinburgh, a statistician, and his subject is Metallica. I'm John Humphreys. Welcome to Mastermind. Tonight I shall be cross-examining 4 sharp brains in the famous black chair. The rules are simple. They'll be quizzed first on their specialist subject, then on general knowledge. They won't be able to see the clock, but they will certainly know that it is counting down from 2 minutes. That's all they get. The winner will go through to the next round and take a step closer to becoming the nation's mastermind. So, let's have our first contender, please. And your name is?
Kirsty Rowland.
Your occupation?
Housewife.
And your chosen subject?
The Women of the Special Operations Executive.
The women of the SOE in 2 minutes, starting now. In which year did Churchill's War Cabinet approve the setting up of the SOE with the aim of setting Europe ablaze?
1940.
Yes, although she never worked in the field, who instigated the search after the war to establish what had become of the missing SOE agents?
Vera Atkins.
Correct. To which French town was Lise de Bassac sent to run her own small circuit named Artist in 1942?
Poitiers.
Correct. Christine Granville was appointed OBE and awarded which British medal for gallantry for her undercover work during the war?
George Cross.
No, George Medal. What type of military aircraft, affectionately known as Lizzies, were often used to ferry agents to and from occupied France?
Lysanders.
Yes. Who was head of the SOE's French section from 1941, where he was responsible for building an organisation that would find, train and place agents in the field?
Maurice Buckmaster.
Correct. Muriel Bick was first buried under her assumed name Michel in the Loire town of Romorantin. What was the cause of her death in May 1944?
Meningitis.
Correct. To which circuit, under its organiser George Starr, were Anne-Marie Walters and Yvonne Cormeau sent, the former as a courier, the latter as a wireless operator?
We all right?
Yes, according to Vera Atkins, Fritz Zuren, the commandant at Ravensbrück, handed Odette Sansom over to the Americans in April 1945 because he mistakenly believed her to be related to whom?
Winston Churchill.
Yes, when Nur Inayat Khan was discharged from the WAF, she was enrolled into which organisation that was known to be an established cover for the activities of female agents?
Fanny.
Yes. On which agent's life is the 1958 film Carve Her Name with Pride based?
Violet Szabo.
Yes. What French name, meaning breakneck, was given to the man who led the reception committee that met Peggy Knight when she parachuted into France in May 1944 after less than a month's training?
Pass.
What momentous event of the war occurred about a month after Pippa Latour's arrival in the scientist circuit in northern France?
D-Day.
Yes. From which French town did Christine Granville effect the celebrated rescue of her organiser, Francis Kamatz, from Gestapo custody?
Paris.
Dean. What name was given to the northern half, I've started, so I'll finish, of the stationer circuit when Pearl Witherington took it over after the arrest of her organiser, Maurice Southgate?
Fireman.
Wrestler. You had 1 pass. The French name meaning breakneck is casse-cou. 1 pass, Kirsty Rowland, 11 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Louise Mayer.
Your occupation?
I'm a teacher.
And your chosen subject?
The Canterbury Tales of Geoffrey Chaucer.
Canterbury Tales in 2 minutes. The pilgrims of the Canterbury Tales are travelling from Southwark to Canterbury to visit the shrine of which saint?
St Thomas a Becket.
Yes. Who is the host of the Tabardin, to whom some of the tales are told, although he himself does not join in the storytelling?
Harry Bailey.
Correct. By what means does the host decide the order in which the pilgrims will tell their stories?
They draw lots.
They
straws.
do. In the prologue to The Wife of Bath's Tale, how many times does she say she's been married?
5 times.
Yes. Who is the elusive quarry of the 3 men in the Pardoner's Tale? Their search leads them to a pile of gold, causing them to quarrel and kill each other.
Death.
Yes. Which saint, along with his deacon, secretly buried the body of Saint Cecilia, according to the second nun's tale?
Urban.
Yes, in which tale is the summoner taken by the devil after he tries to extort money from an old woman and refuses to repent of his actions?
The Friar's Tale.
Yes, in the shipman's tale, what sum of money is borrowed by the monk from the merchant and in turn by the merchant's wife from the monk?
100 francs.
Yes, which town is under the Blee on the way to Canterbury according to the Mansiples prologue?
Boughton under Blee.
Bob up and down. As mentioned in the general prologue, what is the real name of the prioress who sang the service divine?
Madame Eglantine.
Correct. In the man of Law's tale, Constance, the daughter of the Emperor of Rome, is betrothed to the Sultan of which Middle Eastern country?
Syria.
Correct. What colour are the ear, tips and tail of the hound-like beast dreamt of and feared by the rooster Chanticleer in the nun's priest's tale?
Black.
Yes. Which of the 7 deadly sins does the parson say is the general root of all harms in his tale?
Avarice.
Pride. In the canon's yeoman's tale, the yeoman lists 7 metals and their planetary symbols. Which metal is symbolised by the planet Venus?
Mercury.
Copper. Which character is the son of the knight, a youth described as a lover and a lusty bachelor with locks well curled as if they'd laid in a press?
The Squire.
Correct. In the general prologue, what type of beard is the worthy merchant described as having?
A forked beard.
Yes. In the first tale told by the knight, which character marries Emily, the sister of the Amazonian queen Hippolyta?
Palamon.
Correct. As told in the Squire's tale, what is the name of King Cambuscan's daughter who comforts a talking falcon that's been abandoned by its mate?
Canarsie.
Canarsie is correct. You had no passes. Louise Mayer, you have 15 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Daniel Morris,
Your occupation?
Human Resources Manager.
And your chosen subject?
The life and work of Henri-Cartier-Bresson.
In 2 minutes, starting now. In which village near Mont-la-Vallée was Henri-Cartier-Bresson born in the family chateau on the 22nd of August 1908?
Chanteloup-en-Brie.
Correct. What's the name of the photographic cooperative that was founded by him and others in 1947 to allow photographers greater control over their work?
Magnum Photos.
Yes. Behind which Paris railway station did he take that famous photograph through a gap in a fence of a man jumping over a puddle?
The Gare Saint-Lazare.
Correct. In 1927, having developed an interest in surrealism, Henry began to attend the studio of which French artist and sculptor?
André Lotte.
Yes. Under what title was his 1952 book Images à la Sauvette published in English? It aptly described the split-second timing that helped produce so many iconic images.
The Decisive Moment.
Yes. At whose gallery on Madison Avenue, New York, was he invited to exhibit photographic works in the early 30s?
Julian Levy.
Yes. What did he often wrap around the shiny chrome parts of his beloved Leica cameras to make them less conspicuous?
Black Tape.
Yes. What was the title of his 37 documentary film on the hospitals of Republican Spain commissioned by the American Medical Bureau?
Pass.
Which Hungarian photographer took the picture of 3 boys at Lake Tanganyika that inspired the young Henri?
Martin Moncaji.
Correct. How did he eventually earn his living in Africa, having tried a number of jobs after arriving in Côte d'Ivoire in 1931?
Shooting game.
Yes, big game hunting. In which town in the Vosges department was he captured by the Germans in 1940 while he was working for the Army's film and photo unit?
Sandy.
Yes. Henri was firmly opposed to which photographic practice? He was, however, obliged to carry it out on the image of Le Cardinal Pacelli à Montmartre.
Cropping.
Yes. What event is recorded in a 1948 photograph that shows a huge crowd in the midst of which is a group of people clinging to the skeletal branches of a tree?
The Last Days of the Kuomintang.
No, Gandhi's funeral. In which 39 film, one of a number of collaborations with director Jean Renoir, did Cartier-Bresson have a small acting part as an English manservant?
La Règle de Jeu.
Yes. What is the beaming boy carrying in a photograph taken in the Rue Mouffetard in 1954?
2 bottles of wine.
2 large bottles of wine is correct. Your one pass. The title of that documentary was Victoire de la Vie. You have, Daniel Morris, 13 points.